All right guys, so I'm not even getting on camera today. Thank you for tuning into this video. I have my fabulous, beautiful friend Jackie here today. I'm gonna do her makeup and I'm gonna walk you through what I do and we'll just go ahead and get started. Little makeup wipe, because I love to just start with a little exfoliation and just kind of take off anything that might be remaining. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Jackie's skin kind of all prepped. So how's your skin today? Is it dry or is it a little dehydrated maybe?
A little bit.
Feels a little dehydrated. So I'm going to use the Embryo Lace, which is a really good universal moisturizer, and it's a really nice prep for the foundation to go on top of. Okay, so I am switching to voiceover mode because it gets a little out of my house sometimes when my kids are around. So I just moisturize with a little Embryo Lace and then a little bit of MAC Fast Response Eye Cream under the eyes and a little bit even over the lid. So we've already moisturized, but I want to put a little bit of the e.l.f. Pore Refining Primer just on top of Jackie's skin using that same brush that I blended in the moisturizer with. That just kind of takes away texture and makes everything really smooth. This is the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow stick in the color Sand Dune, and I think that it is just like the perfect complement to this Naked Heat palette. I'm just taking a clean brush and I'm just kind of smoothing it all over the eyelids so we don't get any bunching and all the shadow goes on nice and smoothly. So here is the palette. It's a lot of reds, it's a lot of warms. I'm taking the first shade, second from the left. I'm going to have everything written on the screen, and I'm just kind of putting this all over Jackie's lid, focusing a little bit more in the crease, and then I'm taking this next color in called Sauced, and I'm feathering that a little bit more to the outer corner and then taking that in the crease. So as my colors get darker, my space gets smaller. Then I'm going in with a clean brush that I always keep on hand just to make sure everything's blended. Now I'm going in with this bright reddish color called Cayenne, and then I'm just adding a little bit of that warmth, very, very lightly, like in a very feathering sort of manner with my brush, which I'm holding very lightly on the end, and I'm putting that in the crease. Now you can see I'm going in with that purpley color, which is called En Fuego. It's kind of similar to MAC Sketch, but I find that the payoff is a little bit better and there's no flex in it. It's completely matte as far as I can see. And I used a pencil brush just to make my application a little bit more precise. So this is the pencil that also came out in this collection. It looks like a lip liner, but it's actually an eyeliner, and it's called Alkaline. And I'm a big fan of these Urban Decay pencils because you just put the tip right in your lash line and then it's like they do the work for you. You just got to kind of wiggle and you get this really effortless, smooth line. So I'm going in now and I'm just kind of adding a little bit, just a little bit more of the En Fuego over the Alkaline because they're kind of similar colors and I just wanted a little more definition. So now this is the color Scorched. This is a really shimmery color, so I thought it would be really nice to place on the lid. I didn't use glitter glue. I didn't use Fix Plus. I just put a little tap on the lid and you can see how much sheen you get. And then sometimes when you put the color in the center of the lid, you need to go back with a little bit of the purple. That one is the En Fuego color, and then I just kind of add that. So now as you can see, we've got both eyes done. So it always looks a little crazy when you have your eyes with lots of shadow on it, nothing on the face. So we're going to change all that. And I'm just kind of cleaning under the eyes because when you have shadows with a lot of color, sometimes you get a little fall down. And I'm taking two MAC foundations. One is MAC Next to Nothing, and one is the Pro Longwear Nourishing Foundation in NW25. And I pretty much never just use one foundation. I'm always like blending because I'm very specific in what I want in terms of finish and coverage. And I find the Next to Nothing, it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but it has a beautiful like serum-y, sheeny finish. It's really nice for summer. And then the Pro Longwear Nourishing, it gives me more coverage, more staying power. And the two together, I think it's the best of both worlds. So let's fast forward. We're doing some concealing with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Creme Brulee. And then I'm just taking a dampened Real Techniques blending sponge. And I'm just kind of lightly like tapping and blending. I don't want to take away all the highlighting and concealing that I've done, but I want it to all kind of marry together. So I'm taking a little bit of mineralized skin finish in the color Medium Plus, and I'm just really going over the forehead and the brows so that I can go ahead and pencil in the brows, and then they're not going to be too shiny. It's like it gives something for the pencil to like stick to in the brows, if that makes sense. And I'm doing this in fast forward because it's kind of the same thing every video. I'm going to comb them, don't worry. They look crazy when you first do them, but I'm going to comb them and there's going to be more adjustments made. So now that the face is done, the concealing and all that, we can go under the eyes with the same color Alkaline. And you can see it's really red. So for a lot of us, if we wear red eyeshadow around our eyes, it kind of makes us look sick or like there's something wrong with our eyes. So I'm kind of feathering a little bit of the shadows that I also used, what was the color? Enfuego. And then I also went a little bit lower with that second color that I used on Jackie's eyelids called Sauced. So that way you get a really nice like blown out kind of smoky look. And now I'm going over the rest of the face with a little bit of the mineralized skin finish, which I use as my setting powder. It gives a little bit more coverage. And I just think it's my favorite setting powder because it's so like finely milled. It just looks like silk. So I'm just kind of buffing this in. And then what I do is I take two colors that are a little bit darker. I used medium tan, and then I also used medium dark. So now we've got a little glow going on. And then I'm fast forwarding. I'm just adding a little bit under the eyes, or sorry, under the neck. And then now we've got a little glow. And I also used the blush Warm Soul, which is also by MAC. So now just to catch you up with what we're doing now, I took a dark brown pencil, the color MAC Coffee, and I put that on Jackie's inner rims of her eyes. So now we still have that red kind of haze, but now we have a little more framework, and I just felt like it needed that just to sort of like anchor the look. Now we're doing mascara. Jackie has amazing lashes, so she didn't need false lashes. But it's not always a matter of needing, it's just a matter of wanting and whatever you feel like. So I said, let's put some little individual ones on. So I just dipped the little bunches of the lashes in black glue. It starts gray and then it dries black. And then I just made sure that we had about 4 or 5 on each eye, just on the outer corner, just to give Jackie a little more volume and a little more flair. So once you get everything together, it's kind of nice to go back in with a blending brush. Just make sure everything's like very diffused and smooth and just perfect. So it was time for a lip. I started with MAC Whirl, which is a little bit more of a brownish undertone. I think maybe now I would probably use MAC Soar. I didn't use the color that I bought with the palette, which is Fuel. I really like it, but I wanted something a little more rosy for Jackie. So I did Whirl, which is just a great color to have. It's kind of like a little bit pinker than Spice, but not as pink as Soar. I feel like you kind of need those three as your like anchors in your kind of nude kit. And then I used MAC Pink Plaid as my lipstick color for Jackie. It's a little bit cool, and you can see the eyes are a little bit warm. So when I kind of took a step back, I said, you know what, that's a little bit more of a bluish pink. It's not terrible, but I wanted to warm it up, so we put on some lip gloss after that. Anyway, that's the look. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.